Productivity, one of the key challenges we face today is how do we obtain productivity out of the teams that we are managing? And so, I'll give you an idea. Like when I worked at Philips at the beginning of my career, like this is in the 1990s, something like that. It took 4 years. It was 4 years to 5 year cycles we worked off. And the years worked something like that. In year one, people did not expect productivity. They just expected me to get used to all my surroundings and so on and so forth and get familiar with my market and the product. And in year two, they started to expect a little bit of productivity with me, but not necessarily net positive. It is in year three that they really expecting full productivity from me, and in year four. Now, somewhere along those lines in year four, you may have started to look for a different career, a new career, or an advancement in career, which in generally led to a 4 to 5 year cycle. It is key to understand that in those days, when I said career movement, we're talking about a form of a promotion or an advancement in your career. Today, we see a series of metrics. We see that the average tenure of a person is somewhere between 12 and 18 months. That is the tenure. That in 12 to 18 months, people are moving on to a different kind of job. Now, what we also notice and what we have learned of is that every 5 years, people are making a job change. And I don't mean a promotion. I don't mean an advancement in their career. I mean, they go from carpenting into welding, two very opposite trades. They go from marketing into sales, from sales into customer success. That current trend is 5 years for a career change. And what also the metrics are from the industry are telling us, 9 jobs in 15 years. People are having on average 9 different jobs in 15 years. This is giving a radical challenge to existing people as it relates to productivity. Because with these metrics that are industry, you can look them up, with these metrics in our software industry, when we look at these things, how can I build a productive sales force, a productive customer success team, if the tenure follows these metrics? Because these metrics tell me that I need to get people not productive in 12 to 18 months, I need to get people productive in 3 to 6 months. Otherwise, there is not a lot of value that they have. There's not a lot of time left for them to provide the value. In order to do that, I'm going to try to depict to you what productive means and give you some of the elements that we can talk about. Now, you see me before draw these 3 circles. And this circle, in particular, these 2 circles that I'm going to draw, this circle relates to the market. What is the market challenge? And this circle down here relates to what is the product that you're selling. Now, the market in generally has a problem. That's the reason why you build your product. So they down here have a problem, and your product is there to give them the solution. Now, what we want to do is we want to use a sales force that helps us, in this case, a sales force or customer success team. What we want to use that sales force to bridge that gap. And so what we're teaching them, we're giving them sales expertise. In order for them to be more productive, the more they are in the middle of these two, the more productive that they are. The more they understand their solution and the more they understand the problem that they're providing the solution to. And that gives us the first hint at what is needed to get a productive sales force. Do they really understand the problem in the market, and can they really sell the solution? Now, what we see today is that in generally, that what most people focus on in this, if that sliver is very thin, they focus primarily on features and benefits. Oh, we have this feature versus that feature. And what we see on the other side, what they're often talking about, is very shallow customer-centric stories. We call those logos. So they talk about features and logos. As we move this circle up, we need to stop talking about logos and we need to start thinking about which customers. And I don't mean logos, but Mary Ann, the CRO of, is not a logo, it's Mary Ann. And if I talk about features, we don't necessarily want to talk about features and benefits. We want to talk about the impact that it provided to the customers. Not the problem itself, the impact it provided. What was the outcome of that? In order to do that, and in order to help this up, or when we do that, the productivity of the employee starts to increase. This nature of getting, in order to get this overlap more and more, we need to draw that trend, and that needs to take us 3 to 6 months. What does that mean to make an employee productive. Teach the use case stories. Teach them the impact that your solution provides and the critical event that you're selling against. These are the most valuable things we need to teach our sales force. What is the use case? What are the customers using? And I'm not talking about the logos, but Mary Ann at company XYZ, the CRO at company XYZ. What is the impact that she received from our solution? And why did she buy us at the time she bought us? Because there was a particular event. That creates an increase in productivity in an employee and is the fundamental nature of becoming a sales professional. Understand the problem that your market is experiencing through the voice of the customer and present to them in a structured way through impact and critical event, the solution that you're providing versus the features and benefits. That is the key to productivity. In several of the other sessions that are coming up, I'm going to go a little more in detail about that.